All right, so round two is in the books. Interesting vote. Things did not go exactly as I thought, but overall, the person was eliminated I thought would be eliminated. So let's see. Moving back to I think the last time we talked, I was had just been swapped into the new tribe, our new crew, and it was three people from the original Titanic crew and two people from the Bikini Bottom. Jordan and I were on the bottom, and luckily, it seems like we were able to flip Emily and Duke on Mandy. So if we had gone to elimination, it would have been 4-1 to send Mandy home, I believe, at the very least. Um, However, we go to the challenge. We get 9 out of 10 questions correct. Everyone worked well together. No one got upset. Everyone was pretty straightforward. Everyone did very well. We got 90% of the questions wrong, but we still went to elimination because why not, right? So, um, the USS Jasmine got 10 out of 10. We got 9 out of 10, and Bikini Bottom got 3 out of 10. And the two losing tribes actually had to go to elimination together. So you had 10 people at the vote, plus the captain from the third tribe, Dylan. So 11 people got to vote in this round, which made things a lot more complicated. So if it was just separate tribals, or votes, Mandy would have gone in ours, and it seems like Dre would have gone in the other one. But with having all 10 of us plus Dylan in the group, it became a bit more chaotic. So initially, the idea was to get rid of Dre. That was pretty much everyone's mindset. Is Dre has been sneaky. He's been talking to everyone, and everyone was getting really bad vibes from him. So we're all going to vote out Dre. That was pretty much exactly what was going to happen until the very end of the challenge results. The people left on the call were me, Jordan, and Dre. At which point, Dre decides to tell Jordan and I that he wants to get Peyton out of the game, because he wants to split up Peyton and Caitlin since they were working very tightly in their crew and they both apparently messed up the challenge, or one of them sat out and the other didn't do as well. Um, So Dre goes ahead and makes a chat with me and Jordan and tells us that he were going to try to get the votes to get Peyton out. Jordan and I do not want any part in this at all. So Jordan and I immediately make a separate chat with us two, Caitlin and Peyton and Alyssa, or well, not Alyssa, yeah, but just Peyton and Caitlin, and we immediately snitched on Dre and told Caitlin and Peyton was happening. They were very happy about it, very receptive. I feel like we garnered some goodwill with them, and we just kept blowing smoke up Dre's ass as much as possible to the point where he thought that he had 8 votes against Peyton. Um, Sadly, that couldn't be further from the truth. Um, so the people kept talking. Everyone pretty much got on the same page. There was a lot of back and forth conversations between pretty much every configuration of 2 people possible. Everyone talking with each other. Consensus: Dre's going. Never once in this entire pre-elimination did I even hear any name other than Dre. Obviously, other than Peyton from Dre, but no one else other than Dre himself said any other name. At least to me, apparently. So before the elimination, a couple of things that I want to go over. Um, Emily, Duke, and I became pretty close within our crew, as well as my relationship with Jeffrey. Apparently, Emily, Duke, and Jeffrey were tight in the first crew, the original Titanic crew. And so the fact that I have a connection with Emily and Duke, as well as my connection with Jeff, that together makes a solid four, and they all three of them want to work with each other and me. So I feel good about that. My only reason I'm hesitant about that is because I feel like I would be at the bottom of that group if it were to become an alliance down the line. Simply because those three were on the original Titanic together and I was not. So I'm having Alyssa get closer to Emily. Alyssa's going to talk later today to Jeff, and so I feel like that those three plus me and Alyssa could be close down the line, whether that's just now in terms of keeping majority in different crews, or if we were to do some type of merge or whatever, that us five would be able to work tightly together. To go against the Peyton, Caitlin, Mir type groups. Um, and then one more thing before I talk about elimination. Well, 2 things. First, I feel very close with Duke and Emily, especially Emily. Emily has come to me with information. She always messages me, or tries to call me before a big event. I feel like her and I are pretty close as well. Um, I so one thing that happened a couple days ago or 2 days ago is apparently this is Alyssa told me this. Amir went to Alyssa and told her that she should try to vote me out during this big vote because I did not seem receptive to playing Never Have I Ever on the first night of the game. I remember the game being played. I don't remember not being receptive to it. I wasn't even asked a question and Never Have I Ever, so I'm not sure how I could be seen as not wanting to play the game. But nonetheless, Amir thought it would be a good idea to throw my name out there. He threw my name out to Alyssa, and he threw my name out to Emily. Both Alyssa and Emily separately came to me after he did that and told me what was happening. So good luck, Amir. But luckily, Amir yesterday morning went ahead and messaged me and called me and told me everything and said that he had done this and apologized for it, even though I already knew this. I didn't tell him that Emily and Alyssa came to me, but I just pretended like that this is new information, and I tried to be as receptive and forgiving as possible. In Amir's intro video, he said that he believes in second, third, fourth, fifth chances. So I kind of used a line like that. I said, you know what, I'm willing to give a second chance to you. We haven't talked before, so I'm willing to extend that arm and work with you going forward. So I feel like that's something that's a value of his that I can pretend is a value of mine, even though there's no way in hell I'm ever going to work with Amir. Um, and as a matter of fact, I feel like Amir needs to go soon. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But first, let's get to the elimination. We go to elimination. Peyton and Dre definitely start going at it. Caitlyn gets a little bit involved as well. So does Alyssa at some point. Um, but there's really no contention working in Dre's side. Dre still thinks he has the numbers, but he ends up going home anyways. Because me, Jordan, Caitlyn, Peyton, and also Alyssa now had made a chat. Alyssa was added to that chat before I talked about earlier, where we all basically made sure that we had the numbers to get Dre out, and we thought that we had everyone. Votes come back: 8 votes Dre, 1 vote Peyton, 2 votes Emily. Dre goes, and we're assuming Dre voted for Peyton, but we don't know which 2 people decided to vote for Emily. That's a very random thing that happened, and no one has any idea. At least I don't. I don't know. Alyssa doesn't know. Emily doesn't know. No one I've talked to actually knows who did it. I have a suspicion that it could have been Peyton and Caitlyn who did it in order to split the votes in case Dre played a life preserver. Because if Dre played a life preserver, then it would have been 1 vote Peyton, and then Peyton would have gone. So in order to prevent that from happening, Peyton and Caitlyn could have voted for Emily just so that it would have been 2 votes Emily and 1 vote Peyton instead, and both Peyton and Caitlyn would have been safe regardless of what Dre did. So there's motive behind that, but also could have just been someone like Mandy or Kim or Nina, or not Nina, but Mandy or Kim, who just didn't really feel as big of a part of the group as everyone else, probably just out of the loop and didn't get to talk to Emily as much. But who knows? Every single person is saying that they voted for Dre. Even all 4 of those people that I mentioned, every single person is saying they voted for Dre. So 2 people are lying through their teeth and just trying to stir up chaos. And if that chaos keeps ensuing, that could backfire on someone who wasn't even involved in it. So I'm really hoping that we figure out who those people are, or at the very least that it doesn't affect anyone else's game negatively. Of course, unless I'm able to use that to get someone else out who didn't do it. If I could use that and somehow pin the blame onto someone like Amir going forward, well, not Amir because he didn't vote, but someone like, say, Mandy or Kim, who I'm not as close to, that'd probably be very beneficial. So elimination happens. After elimination, today, I went ahead and talked to Alyssa. She told me that Amir is causing trouble between the 2 distinct sides. Amir's kind of trying to make an alliance with Duke and Caitlyn and saying stuff like, oh, Alyssa and Caitlyn are super close, and just being really annoying and causing trouble that's not necessary at all. So Amir is definitely someone, again, that I want to try to get out eventually, sometime before we emerge or whatever, because I don't want him to start gaining more power because he is very influential. Um, and obviously very strategic and willing to say whatever he wants and very loose-lipped. So Amir is definitely someone who's on my list, as well as Jesse, Nina, and Mandy, people that I don't really talk to as much. Also, yeah, that's it. Um, and so finally, in terms of my closer relationships, I feel good again about Emily, Duke, Jeff, and Alyssa. Those four I feel like I could work with in a group going down the line, depending on how Alyssa feels with Jeff later today when they talk. Um, do I believe that Jeff thinks I have a final two with him? He named our alliance the Magic Men. I don't know if that's just for fun or if he thinks that's something that we could like use down the line. And I'd like to work with him, but not to the final two because I do indeed have a final two in this game. I'm going to play this game as cutthroat and backstab as much as I need to. I'm going to lie whenever I need to. But there's one person that I will not do anything bad to, and that's Alyssa. I have a final two with Alyssa. We are homance. We are a showmance, but it is the homance. We are going to the final two together, and we're willing to do anything to get there together. So she is my ride or die. I will never turn my back on her. I will never vote for her. I never do anything that harms her. If anyone ever says her name, I will go to her immediately. Because I do believe that having just a tiny bit of loyalty in the game and going to the end with someone like that could be a really good resume booster, showing that I was able to stick to a plan with one person and get all the way to the end. I think that would be amazing to watch, and I think the jury would applaud that. Um, so, um, uh, with our final two, we've given each other a lot of information. She's told me again about the Amir stuff. She told me about all the stuff, like Amir talking about me, about Amir, talking about her and Caitlin and Peyton and causing a bunch of trouble there. And basically, Alyssa's come to me with any information that she has and is telling me that she's going to go talk to Jeff later. And I'm telling her all the conversations that I'm having as well. I went ahead and told Caitlin or told Alyssa just now about Dylan's life preserver. Dylan told me that he found the life preserver through the Facebook page, and I went ahead and told Alyssa that today just so that we be on the same page with it. She feels good about Dylan, so hopefully, and so do I. So hopefully that we can use that to our advantage. We can work together with Dylan, and if we ever need to get out of a tight spot, we can use the life preserver. But also, I'm telling her this just in case we do need to get rid of Dylan at some point. That will be cautious about the fact that he does have this, as well as whatever advantage he has from the second captain's challenge, because all of the captains got to open a box. And I think I might have said this last time, but Alyssa told me that she was given the power to switch crews with someone else, with a different captain at any given point before a crew challenge. So I feel like Dylan also has the power from that, and as well as the life preserver that he got from Facebook. So Dylan's becoming a very dangerous player. Going forward, I'm gonna try to win this next captain's challenge, even though I don't think I'll be able to. I'm gonna do my best, but I just don't think I'm the most creative person. I'm gonna spend most of Friday working on it, and hopefully it goes well, and the judges like it. But if I don't win, I don't feel as worried because I do think that I'll be able to be drafted onto pretty much any configuration and still be able to get myself out of the situation. I was put on in a really bad situation in this last draft with me and Jordan, and then Duke, Emily, and Mandy. And Jordan and I were still able to convince Emily and Duke to flip against Mandy, at least Emily, where they were able to convince. And I feel like if it had just been us five, that we would have been fine. So I think I've already proven that I'm going to be able to get myself out of situations like that, and that there aren't too many configurations in terms of crews that would be too detrimental to me. Um, and so that's all. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Mhm.
So knowing the format of the game now, what is your strategy moving forward with captain's challenges?
So I want to win at least one captain's challenge going forward, depending on how long they last for. If there is a point where we merge and there's no longer captains, then obviously I don't want to win too many of them. But if they are a lot of them down the line, then I want to win at least two or three going forward, possibly more. But if they're going to end after a while, then I want to at least win one of them just to show people that I trust them by picking them on my team. But I don't want to win too many of them because it seems like every time that there's new captains, they get a special type of power. They get to pick a box and get some type of advantage. And at this point, if someone who's already been a captain were to win a captain's challenge again, then everyone would know that they have two powers. Already I know that Dylan has two powers because he has a life preserver plus the whatever he got from the captain's challenge. I'm gonna try to see if I can get it to tell me what he got. But whatever he got, he has two powers now, and anyone who keeps becoming captain is gonna rack up all these advantages and powers through the boxes if they keep doing that. So I want at least one of those, but I don't want to win too many because if I win like 2, 3, 4 of those challenges, the people are gonna realize, okay, Noah has a bunch of advantages and powers right now. We need to look out for him. So I want to win at least one or two before we swap, but not too many because that would put a huge target on my back. Or not before we swap, but before we merge. If we don't ever merge, if the captains and crews is going to be a thing that we do all the way throughout the entire game, then I guess I'll win as many as I can. But knowing this format, I definitely need to change my strategy about winning competitions. Going into it, I said I'm going to win as many individual challenges as I possibly can. But since it seems like those people have to pick crews, they have to like pick people and build make relationships that way, and they get an advantage or a power every single time that they become a captain. That puts a huge unnecessary target on your back, and I feel like I definitely need to change up my idea of winning challenges based on that.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the game of like Big Brother and Survivor, there's always like lots of showmances and stuff. Is it a possibility that you and Alyssa could be a showmance?
I don't know. She's 3 years older than me, so I don't think she'd be interested. I didn't think I could ask this question ever. I don't know how serious she is about it. She was a little bit drunk last night, I think, because she was out partying. So I don't know, like the way that she was talking, if it like was serious or anything. I'm just gonna assume it wasn't and go from there.
Wait, what happened last night?
Well, she was out partying with her family and stuff, and so like she was like texting me in like a really weird, flirty way. So I don't know. I I don't know. Um, I have no reason to say no since I do want to go to the end with her, both for very strategic reasons, obviously. I do want to be in the final two with her, so there's no reason for me to not want to get closer to her. So we'll see. It depends how she feels. I don't want to come on too strong if she doesn't feel the same way.
Okay, that's all I had.
Screw you, Matt.
All right. Okay. Yeah, never mind. I don't have any more questions.
Okay.
Thanks for doing a live confessional with us.
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna be doing